This is 2B part 3, and we're now going to have a look at the formula required for the annual payment. And it says here that this is the total amount of payments made towards the hire purchase. It's a sum of the minimum payment here, the additional payment that is made, and whatever the contribution amount is, and the contribution amount is the contribution rate multiplied by the additional payment. So we'll have a look at it in the first year because that one's not too difficult to understand. We see that it's going to be the minimum payment plus the additional payment plus the additional payment times by the contribution rate divided by 100, because remember that's the percentage. So that will be 1245 plus 450 plus 5.19% of £450. And there's our response. The result is that there will be in this year of £1,718.36. Now, we can make this a little bit easier. You can additional payment plus additional payment times contribution rate divided by 100. So what we're doing is, because we're multiplying the additional payment by this contribution rate, we're going to put this as a multiply here and change the additional payment there to be 1 plus. So what that will do is it will do the minimum payment plus the additional payment times whatever the contribution rate is, 5.19 plus 1. So it will be multiply that additional payment by 1.519 in this case. So 1.0519 in fact, because it's 5.19 divided by 100. So 1.0519, and that gives us exactly the same value. Now we're now going to look at year 2, which is 2015, and we're told that as time goes by, the annual payments increase by the CPI. So if we have a look at the part of the question where it tells us about this, it says each year the annual payments will increase by the consumer price index. And that first increase will be in year 2 of the hire purchase. So the annual payment is going to increase. So the first thing we need to do is take the original annual payment that we had, which is going to be the cell above, in this case E14. Now what we need to do is we need to work out what the consumer price index is going to be. Well, we can look up the year 2015 in this table and it will give us 1.75%. So let's do that. So we're going to do E14 multiplied by a VLOOKUP, and we're going to look up the actual year. Now we can put in the name because it's in the same row as this named range. We're going to look at the actual year in the CPI table. The CPI rate was in column 2, so that's what we want it to return, and we want an exact match, so we'll put false. Now you'll find now that this is actually going to be a much smaller value than you're expecting, because all we've done is multiplied by the CPI rate. So that shows us how much the annual payment is going to increase by. It will increase to £30.07. Whereas what we really needed to do was include this annual payment as well. So when we're finished, we needed to add E14 on again. So we get £1,748.43. Or another way to do it is to multiply by 1 plus the VLOOKUP rate. And that means that instead of it being, for example, 1.15%, it will be 1.015, and it will multiply by the 1 to give us the annual payment. So you can see that is the same result. So what we can now do is copy that, paste it down again, and let's just have a look at one of these. So we have a look at that one. It's gone to E16, still using the actual year. So it will have looked at this time 2017. 2017 will have given it 2.95%. Okay, so that will have increased by more than other years. And we can see now what's happening with the balance. The balance is going down. Don't worry about when it gets negative. We haven't got to deal with that part of the model. But what we can see is that at this point it gets to £324.50, and we can see where ownership approximately is going to take place. So the next tutorial is now going to look at how to calculate that ownership year.